I am still in awe of what Rose Namajunas did on Saturday night. I mean, again, as I said at the top, one of the most beautiful moments in the history of our sport, how she handled all the pressure going into Saturday, how she performed, and then what she said afterwards. Just an amazing moment for someone that we've been kind of on this journey with since it feels like, at least to me, the very beginning. And it is an honor now to welcome to the show the new UFC strawweight champion, Thug Rose Namajunas. How great is this? She joins us via the magic of Skype, and look at that smile. How about that? The new UFC strawweight champion. Congratulations, Rose. What does that sound like? What does that even feel real still 48 hours later, less than 48 hours later?
I woke up this morning and thought that I had to go to practice. Like, I was like, practice again. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It happened. Yeah.
That's right. I'm the champion of the world. I don't have to go to practice.
What's that?
You're the champion of the world. You don't have to go to practice, right?
Oh, you got to go to practice all the time. But I thought I forgot the fight happened. Like, when I woke up, I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, it took me a few seconds to like remember that I'm home and we're not going to New York like right now. So yeah.
One thing I'm always interested about when a fighter wins the belt for the first time, like you left your home. It's almost like when you become a parent, you leave your home and you're about to go on this journey and you're nervous and you're anxious and you're wondering what will it be like when I come back? And to come back to your familiar surroundings, you know, your tomato trees, your plants outside and all that with the belt, accomplishing the goal on the biggest platform possible. Like you actually rose to the occasion, pardon the pun, and did it. What's it like coming back as champion after all those weeks leading up? You're nervous, you're anxious, you're getting ready for the fight mentally. What was that moment like when you walked back home with the belt?
It's definitely a decompression that, you know, has to happen and take place. You know, it's almost like, you know, ripples in the water, you know, like after you dive in the water, that's pretty much what the fight was. There's just all these waves that come after it. And so, you know, that was the big moment, but, you know, it doesn't stop here. You know, we got to, you know, just regroup and enjoy ourselves for a little bit. But, you know, yeah, we definitely got to, I don't know, think about it.
Have you watched the fight?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, I know.
1 million times.
Yeah, after a fight like that, we're definitely going to be watching it many more times. But yeah, we've watched it a few.
Honestly, as you were preparing, as you were visualizing, you know, you're in bed, you're thinking about the fight. Did you really think that you could finish her that quickly and like that?
Yeah, I didn't. I thought there was going to be a chance in the first round. Like that wasn't on the top of my list. Like I thought all these different scenarios could play out. It could be my top scenario was each 3 rounds, and each round is she's going to come out with like I have to switch it up on her each time. And then she's going to get desperate and I was going to knock her out probably, or get her, like stun her and then choke her out in the 3rd round. That's what I was expecting. Or that's what I really thought was going to happen. But I thought there was a slight chance that I could get her in the first if I, you know, jump on that opportunity. And kind of like the way that I fought Angela Hill, where, you know, maybe she makes a mistake and I take her back and choke her out. Then the other, you know, possibility was it just goes the distance and it's just a really hard, you know, battle. That was kind of on the lower end of the spectrum. But yeah, but I mean the first round kind of scenario was in the realm of possibilities.
As we were observing you two all week long, and especially after the ceremonial weigh-ins, I noted to a colleague of mine that her demeanor was reminding me a lot of Ronda Rousey prior to the Holly Holm fight. Like she was trying to get under your skin, she was trying to rattle you, and the more you ignored it, and the more you were just kind of shutting her off, the more kind of got her off her game. She was trying too hard. Did you sense that, especially after Friday when she was saying things about Pat and just trying to make this so personal, that she was kind of cracking a little bit and she didn't know how to react to how stoic you were?
Yeah, I mean, this was a fight of mental warfare, you know. You know, that's I beat her at her own game, you know. I think each time that I wasn't giving her, you know, nothing. Like she needs that, you know what I mean? Like she needs somebody to fire back, and I just wasn't going to do that, and I stuck with it, you know. It definitely took a lot of restraint on my end, you know. It took a lot of control, a lot of, you know, it took a lot out of me to do it, but I knew that's what I had to do. I knew that's the way to beat her, is to shut her mental game down.
So you wanted to respond, like deep down inside you were getting riled up, but you couldn't show her?
Oh man, I had so many good, like, I know you are, but what am I retorts, and, you know, your mama, like all kinds of, you know, but at the same time, it's really like, when I really think about it, that would have just, it would have made her not look so bad. You know what I mean? And yeah.
I'm you know that face off in the ceremonial weigh-ins, I may have watched it like 45 times, and particularly because of you, like when you're just whispering to her, it's almost like you're putting like a voodoo hex on her. It was so intimidating just watching you. And I know you said to Joe Rogan that it was the Lord's Prayer, but could you tell us exactly what you were saying?
Yeah, the Lord's Prayer. And then towards the end, I was having trouble, like, because it takes a lot of control to like say something in your own head while somebody's talking all kinds of crap, but like seriously, like trying to get you like personal stuff, and like things that, you know, to try and touch you and rattle you, and not just like, you know, if you try and talk while somebody else is talking, that's already distracting. But when somebody's like, when they're trying to confuse you, and it's even more difficult to stick to, like, focus on what you want to do, you know, and what you're saying. And so towards the end of the prayer, you know, there was moments where I could feel like my focus was like kind of wavering a little bit, where I wanted to, you know, and so I just kept rehearsing. I think I like repeated the end of it a couple times just to, like, you know, just stay strong and just say like, amen. That's my point. I was like, amen, amen, amen. Damn it.
Part of my ignorance, and maybe it's because I'm Jewish, I don't know what the Lord's Prayer is. What is the Lord's Prayer?
It's so, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Wow. So you're saying that as she's like yelling at you, like getting in your face, you're just reciting that. Was that something that you planned on doing, or was it a spontaneous thing?
Well, all my life, I've had wavering moments of my faith and like my spirituality. It's kind of funny. You know, I was raised Lutheran initially, but my mom works for the Catholic Church. And it's actually a big part of, you know, my Lithuanian heritage and stuff. Like Catholicism is like really big there, but also the pagan religion. It's kind of a weird mixture of the two. And like just paganism and respect to nature and stuff like that. So, but Catholicism is like really kind of deep rooted into my, you know, my history. But there was a moment in my life where, you know, there was a lot of, I was confused for a while, you know, on whether like my faith was, you know, my faith wavered in my life in many different times. But the one thing I've gotten through very tough scenarios in my life was just by saying the Lord's Prayer. You know, whenever like, you know, I don't know if I believe in this, but I'm just going to say it until I do believe, and it's going to help me somehow, you know, and it's always carried me through tough times. And so, you know, even in those moments where my faith hasn't been so strong, I still would say it, you know what I mean? Just because I didn't know what else to do. So I think there's been moments where I've had like, I've let evil into my life and surround me. But I still held on somewhere inside of me of my faith. So yeah. And now you know, some of my losses, I've realized that I just wasn't right. And that was one of the cups that wasn't being filled in my life, my spirituality, just being, you know, I just wasn't the best person, you know, or I was allowing other people not to be the best people around me as well. Yeah, I learned from those mistakes, and I realized that that's, you know, what is needed, not only just to be successful and happy, you know, because I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
No, I love it. That's an incredible answer.
Random, just yeah.
It seemed maybe on stage, and I know you did some media afterwards, that you were getting a little bit emotional on Friday. What did that represent? Because I saw some people saying like, "Oh, look, she's crumbling under the pressure. It's getting to be too much to her." I didn't view it that way. Maybe because we've been talking to you for so long, and I know that you're an emotional person, while you're fighting. But what did it? Why were you on the verge of tears, or maybe even tearing up?
Yeah, just because it doesn't mean that I don't like it, even though I might have an expressionless face, I still have emotions, but I'm controlling them, and that moment I felt like, I don't know, that's my almost honest self, I felt very like almost, I felt kind of a sadness, at that moment, like dang, like she's really like trying hard, like like I almost felt bad for her in a way, like I don't know, it was weird. It's kind of hard to explain. But it's just the process that I go through. I'm a crybaby, man. That's just what I do. That's just who I am. If I wasn't crying before a fight, there'd be something wrong,
Oh, okay. As a fellow crybaby, I respect that, because I'm one of those as well.
Yeah.
The reaction to your victory
it's
was
just a process,
Yeah. No, and I get that's part of your process. It was interesting to see people try to say that was you, kind of cracking. But I think people who have been following you for a long time didn't view it that way. And more to that point, the reaction to your victory was fascinating to watch, especially on social media, because I feel like, as I said at the top of the show, I feel like people have been on this journey with you for a very long time, long before the UFC. We were introduced to you a long time as just kind of Pat's girlfriend, the young fighter who was training out of Milwaukee. And now, of course, you're the queen of the division, but it's not like someone like Joanna who just kind of appeared in the UFC and we're like, oh, we're learning about her. I feel like people have been there with you from the beginning. Do you think that's why so many people root for you and were so happy for you? Because there was genuine joy when you won the belt. Like, you could just see how they feel a connection to you. I feel like the fans, the fellow MMA community, like people have this connection to you. And I think it's because of that, because they've been on this journey with you for so long. Do you share that sentiment?
Yeah, I think so. I felt a lot of love. Definitely, a lot of love. I don't know. It just seemed like, good prevailed for once. I feel like we've been in a kind of a dark, time these past few years. And there's always going to be good and bad, and we need the villain sometimes. It makes for an interesting story. But I felt, especially just with, I think people can relate. People love a Rocky story. They love the underdog.
Right.
And that's what happened. Was all three of the, for lack of better, like, no disrespect to any of the, Michael Bisping or Cody Garbrandt or Joanna, but all the shit talkers lost. It just seemed like that. And it's definitely, it makes for a great story, and nobody's ever gonna forget it.
What was your reaction when you saw Justin Gaethje's video, your teammate openly weeping after you won? How do you digest that?
And that's another thing. He's one of the just like seriously innocent. He's one of the most like innocent dudes ever. Like, he's just very, like, he has such a big heart, very sincere, and that's Gaethje. He's one of those that's gonna shake the world too. Like, just wait. He already did.
Yes,
he's just on his way.
Do you feel almost like a duty now as champion, because there's a spotlight on you to put out the right kind of message? I mean, that's what you were talking about in the cage, about being nice to people in the press conference. Do you feel that responsibility? Like, now you have to use the belt to try to make good in the world?
For sure. It can't just be, something that I said. It is something that I believe in. And this is going to be a very big test for me, to make sure that I stay true to that. I already got, like, decisions that I got to make, and make sure that I'm making the right ones that's true to me, And so, it's definitely going to take some, a lot of team meetings and a lot of discussions and clarity on things. And, I don't want to do it like everybody else did it, I want to do something different. I want to change the world, man. Do it my way.
Yeah, that's right. And what's it been like the last 2 days? Because I feel like you just get flooded with things now, right? Like different opportunities. They want you to go here. They want you to do this. They want you to talk to this person. How has it been for the last 2 days or so? And how do you think you'll be able to handle all of that? Are you up for the task? Do you dread this sort of thing now? Like the aftermath, the parade of things that are coming your way? How do you feel about it all?
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's tough, because I don't like stepping on people's toes, you know what I mean? And I know that people aren't there's gonna be people that won't like what I want, or they don't want what I want, They want, yeah. So it's gonna be tough, but at the same time, I think not really, because I've had experience already just making these tough decisions before the belt. So everything is, all these experiences is what's going to help me going forward. And just, my team, making sure that, we keep having good communication and making sure that, my goals and my values are being met.
I remember after you beat Michelle Watterson, you guys drove home, right? Right afterwards through the night. And after the biggest moment of your life, you go straight to the airport. You fly home at 5 a.m. or something like that. Why don't you want to sit and sort of celebrate the moment? Why do you want to get out right away? Just not even the first flight possible or the first opportunity possible.
Yeah, celebration's home, man. That's my vacation. Every day's a vacation here. I don't need to go to some fancy island or some fancy place. It's just not who I am. I like being with the ones that I love, and I like being comfortable. I'm the most comfortable at home, and that's what I love. And yeah, and it's not
like that. Goddammit, we gotta sit our ass down for a few days, man. Did you see that fight? Did you see that? Hey, bro, and it's not just did you see that? It was the whole week. You know how much restraint Rose had to, bro. You know how much like mental, right? Because she's mental, right? You know how much mental energy and power she needed throughout that entire week. This was emotionally draining. It was who could party after that, man? We still haven't gone to sleep yet. We went straight to the airport and we didn't fly out at 5 a.m. Our flight was at 9 a.m. We got to the airport at 2:30 and we just sat there like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just sat there.
Yeah,
and
my coach needs a break. Mainly all my coaches need a break.
I need a break, man. I need a break.
Yeah. Everybody get back.
Okay, and so we'll end with this. I'll leave you guys be, but like I said, you guys just a couple of months ago, you both you and Pat open your heart on this show, and we really appreciate that. And I think that's why people have this connection. Did you have a moment together, maybe at the airport? What was that like? Just kind of sitting back and being like, "Holy crap, we did it!" And I remember seeing Pat on Friday. He was so confident. I mean, he was so sure that you were going to do it, and you were the biggest underdog of the title fight. So just you two together, you've been on this crazy journey, the ups and downs. Have you had a moment to just be alone and just be like, "Holy crap, we did it"? Enjoy it.
A little moment. Yeah, we've been it's still settling in, but
this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Man, please. We did
it. We haven't really kissed that much yet. We're eye contact because we're like,
we did it? Like that happened.
Did it?
That happened, huh? All right. And it happened like that. I mean, it did, and I knew it would. But then afterwards, it's instantly kind of a
One of my favorite moments is just looking in the back at Pat with his jacket tied around his waist with his hands up. Like he knew, we've seen the celebration after all your wins, but on that stage after that victory, to see him right behind you in that shot was just a beautiful moment. It really was. It was so great to see.
Yeah, it couldn't be more beautiful than that. I mean, the fight ending in 3 minutes and 3 seconds.
Crazy.
3:03 training center. What? I mean, seriously, it all around. It's just magic. You can't write a better script than that. This is the best movie ever. My career has actually, for a while now, it's ruined my ability to even like watch movies or like enjoy TV shows. Like people, oh, did you ever catch this TV show? I'm like, no, my life is a movie, man. I seriously go through Netflix all the time and like nature documentaries is the only thing that does it now. It's like, because it's everything else is just kind of lame.
Right. No, I know. It's an unbelievable story. By the way, do you think that you'll...
At 303.
Yes.
303.
It's insane. Do you think you'll have to fight her again right away?
What's it?
Do you think that they're going to make you fight her again right away? Immediate rematch?
Not.
No?
I don't think so. I don't know how that could. I mean, anything's possible, right?
Sure,
but
sure.
I don't think that. I mean, a first round knockout, and she tapped due to strikes.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like. I mean, even though she was still stumbling afterwards, there was still some part of her that tapped.
Yeah.
You know, that was not a fluke. Like, yeah, I don't know.
What is your perfect scenario for your first offense? Have you thought about that at all?
I thought about the rest. I thought about the idea of the rest of the division and like I wonder who's gonna call me out and say that. But I haven't really thought about who I want to fight yet. Or
okay,
no, I'm thinking about how like all I've been thinking about the next step obviously is decompress, blah blah blah, this and that, and have a little fun, but and see the rest of my friends and family is just making sure our team is tight and solid, and making sure that we're ready, like regroup to keep going forward.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy it, Rose. Thank you so much for doing this. I couldn't be happy for you guys. I mean, it's just an amazing, one of my favorite moments covering the sport. You and this journey that you guys have been on, and you doing it on the biggest stage possible, winning like that. Just
crazy as hell.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Enjoy being champion. Enjoy the belt. Enjoy your time off. And thanks for carving out some time. I know you're tired and probably wanting to decompress. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone watching in the back. Pat and everyone, thanks so much. There she is, the new UFC strawweight champion, Rose Namajunas. How could you not be happy for her? What a beautiful moment that was.